Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got quite a few things to go over. Surging Sparks has just been announced. We also have a pretty big rumor to go over for Pokemon Legends Z8 as well. There's a lot of things to break down and get into today, so if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off for all the TCG lovers watching the video, Surging Sparks has been announced. It is the English Pokemon TCG set releasing in November. This was posted on PokeBeach. I'm not sure if they got like the initial kind of announcement or what, but I haven't seen like Cerebi tweet out anything about this. But either way, this is coming out in November. We got a little bit more information about this set on the website as well. So, Surging Sparks English Pokemon TCG set releasing in November. So we can reveal November's SV8 set will be named Scarlet and Violet Surging Sparks. This set will release on November the 8th. Pre-releases will take place from October the 26th to November the 3rd. As the name implies, Surging Sparks will be based on Japan's Supercharged Breaker featuring Terra Pikachu EX. It will release in Japan on October the 18th. And then our set should also be based on Paradise Dragona, which releases on September the 13th. Before Supercharged Breaker, it will feature dragon Pokemon like Latios, Latias, and Alolan Executor. We should see its official reveal next month. And then as well as that, Surging Sparks should also host the cards from the Stellar Sylveon EX and Stellar Ceruledge EX decks, as they're releasing in Japan in August, before either Paradise Dragona or Supercharged Breaker. Last week we posted the new Ultra Premium Collection, which will release on the 1st of November. This is a week before Surging Sparks. In the past, UPCs based on sets have always released on the same date as their sets, like 151s. Independent UPCs have always released over a month away from nearby sets, like Charizards. So we're in a new situation here where the UPC is merely 1 week before Surging Sparks. This brings up questions on what November's UPC will feature. So yeah, if you are into the TCG, Surging Sparks releasing November the 8th. Well, obviously the English version of it. So yeah, that's that. Moving on, we do have a pretty big rumor to go over today for Pokemon Legends ZA. This was a pretty hefty rumor. They've leveled it really nicely. They've done like the starters, the regional forms, new Pokemon. So they've basically they've answered loads of questions, I guess. But either way, it was posted on 4chan, so obviously take it with a massive grain of salt. No idea if it's fake or not. It says, everything I know about Legends. It was posted by Cocoon. It was posted on the 22nd of July. But as I say, take it with a massive grain of salt, as always, with these rumors. So, new Pokemon. That's the first one. Only two. Both legendaries. One which is called Arboreal, which is a grass-flying beanstalk kaiju, and serves as the game's main conflict, which is also Zygarde's ancient rival. The other is Tapu Ziza, which is part of a post-game mission. It's the lost 5th Tapu, which is Bug Fairy, who guarded the oceans of primitive Alola until a great storm lost it at sea. It ended up in the land that would one day become Lumiose City, slumbering far below the surface until the redevelopment project awakens it, which sends a signal for the other 4 Tapus to reinforce it. This comes with the introduction of Buzzing Terrain, a new terrain that boosts the defense of bug types and prevents stats from being lowered for 5 turns. So there's a lot to unpack in this first kind of paragraph here. So 2 new legendaries, or only 2 new Pokemon, both of which are new legendaries. Yeah, I mean, I honestly can expect something like that. I don't think there will be a lot of new Pokemon in this game. I think we were quite fortunate with Legends Arceus to introduce all of the cross-gen evolutions and the new forms and stuff like that. But yeah, I think for Legends ZA, I just got that vibe that we're really just going to get a lot of new Mega Evolutions and not really that many new Pokemon. I think we'll definitely get at least 1 new Legendary for sure, and that will be the A kind of whatever that is in Legends ZA. It might be 2 Legendaries, who knows? But yeah, I think the actual new Pokemon in this game is going to be very, very minimal. So that's that, and as well as that, Tapu Ziza being the other legendary is also something that could happen. We did get Enamorus in Pokemon Legends Arceus, which was the 4th genie. So we might get like an addition to a previous sort of legendary kind of group, and in this case it will be a new Tapu. For me, I feel like it's more likely to be a late Guardian. So we obviously have Azelf, Uxie, and Mesprit. I could see a 4th one of those. And that's for a number of reasons. Obviously, the legendary birds from Kanto have already had something, which are the Galarian birds. The Johto beasts have already had something as well, which is obviously the paradox forms of those. For Generation 3, we've kind of already had like new Regis recently, so I'm not exactly convinced we'll get anything to do with Regis. Like, it was Generation 8 where we got 2 brand new Regis. And so it kind of just goes into Generation 4. Obviously, we've had Generation 5 already as well in terms of Enamorus and Legends Arceus. So yeah, for me, I feel like it'd make more sense to do the Lake Guardians, because they've just kind of jumped over it. And maybe there's like a lake that this new Lake Guardian is kind of protecting in Lumiose or something like that. It could very well be a Tapu though, because the other reason that it could be a Tapu was obviously that the Tapus are not in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, as well as the only other legendaries not being in Scarlet and Violet were the Generation 6 legendaries, being Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde. We were wondering why they weren't in the game. It now obviously makes complete sense because we're getting Pokemon Legends ZA, so they of course will be in this game. So the fact that the Tapus weren't in Scarlet and Violet, it kind of helps the idea that, yeah, they may also be in Legends ZA because they were the only scrapped like group of legendaries. So yeah, it very well could be a Tapu if we do get something like that. It could be a Lake Guardian, who knows? But yeah, it does kind of help the idea that the Tapus are going to be in this game because, like I say, they're the only other group that weren't in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, just like the Generation 6 legendaries. But either way, they're apparently the new Pokemon. So regional forms, there are only 3 new regional forms, and they're called urban forms, not Kalos or Lumiose forms. Yeah, I feel like I've heard Kalosian, Lumosian forms. It just doesn't really sound right. And when we take a look at Hisui as well, like Hisuian forms that was based on like the actual region. It wasn't based on the town and stuff like that. And Hisuian forms just sounds a lot better than, you know, Kalosian forms. It just doesn't like hit as much. And yeah, urban forms I feel like just sounds a lot better. The urban forms can be ridden, but unlike previous titles, they are not gifted or forced onto you, simply presented as options. So you don't have to use them. Roller skates, street cabs, and gondolas, and a Noibat flying taxi. I feel like that's supposed to be Noivern. I don't think Noibat is a Pokemon that's going to be flying many people around, whereas obviously Noivern is literally a much bigger version of it. Will be presented as past fade travel options, so you'll have to pay that to move around all the place. I'm assuming it won't be that expensive because you'll probably be fast traveling quite a bit around the city. Wishy-Washy urban form is a smaller school of sleeker Wishy-Washy, which is going to be water electric, that take the form of a jet ski, useful for speeding through the city waterways and sewers. Revavroom, which is going to also have an urban form, is a go-kart that you can drift through the streets and hop over obstacles with. Must use a mechanic to upgrade Varoom's poison type into Revavroom Urban's Psyche type clean energy. And then we also have Frostmoth as well, which has an urban form, has a larger, more rigid wings, which is steel and ice type, and is a hang glider that leaves a trail of snow. You can use it to fight. You can use its flight to traverse the city quickly, but its main use is for finding hidden items and NPCs on rooftops. So that would be a kind of minimal rideable Pokemon, which I don't think we're going to get many. I don't think we're going to get like climbing Pokemon and stuff like that. I just don't think it really makes sense in a city. For the starters, the offering this time will be a more orthodox Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie. As these are the only classic pre-modern starters that have only ever appeared as partners in a single title. As many have suggested, they do receive new Mega Evolutions as a complement to their revisit. I'm assuming that means that, yeah, obviously, like, Unova haven't really popped up anywhere else, but obviously we have 2 games of the Unova region with Black and White and Black and White 2. Like, Kalos is the only one where, yeah, they haven't actually popped up, like, in any other game as a potential choice for a starter. Like, even in Legends Arceus, we had a Unova starter, we had a Johto starter, we had an Alolan starter. But, yeah, with Generation 6, that they've never had any kind of, I guess, choice in any other game. I mean, neither is Galar, I don't think either, but that's obviously quite a newer sort of game. But either way, yeah, apparently the starters are going to be Froakie, Chespin, and Fennekin. So moving on, we have Megas. So these will be the bulk of the new content in the game, which, yeah, I think is honestly going to be the situation. I'm expecting around 10 to 15 new Mega Evolutions. I mean, so far it all sounds like relatively good, like 2 new Legendaries, 3 new forms, and then like a bunch of new Mega Evolutions as well. I could definitely get behind that. It says the explanation for new Megas is that the tension of Arboral's arrival is unearthing even more forms that nobody even knew about. So we have some Kanto Mega Evolutions, some Hoenn Mega Evolutions, Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos. Interesting that there's no Johto Mega Evolutions. But it says Wigglytuff, which resembles a balloon animal, and Dragonite, which gains an extra set of wings and a mask. So from the Kanto region, we'll be getting Mega Wigglytuff and Mega Dragonite. So that's 2 new Mega evolutions on top of the 3 Mega evolutions we'd be getting for Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie. In Hoenn, we get Flygon, which receives Trapinch Armor, Milotic, which is covered in gemstones and gains the Psychic type. I would love to see a Mega Milotic, man. I really, really would. And Flygon. I really hope both of these get one. So that's 2 more, so that would add it up to 7. Sinnoh, we get Luxray, who gets Warpaint, gains the Fighting type. I feel like if Luxray gets a Mega Evolution and it isn't Electric Dark, people are going to riot. So that's the 8th Mega Evolution. Toxicroak as well, which resembles Martial Arts Master. So that's the 9th Mega Evolution, and then we have Weavile, just gets tougher and sharper like Mega Garchomp. So that's 10 new Mega Evolutions there, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 new Mega Evolutions. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it is 10. And then Unova, we get Simisage, which becomes a bad boy against Dark. Simisea, which becomes a Stylist and it gains Psychic. And Simipour becomes a Hippie and it gains Fury. So that's 13 Mega Evolutions. Throw, which gets a Molten guy and it gains Fire. And also Sork, which gets a Frozen guy and gains Ice. And Galvantula, which becomes a True Tarantula. So that's 16 new Mega Evolutions. And as well as that, yeah, so Chestnut, which becomes a Black Knight. Delphox, which becomes a Wicked Witch. And Greninja, which becomes a Sage Jiraiya. And then we also have Go-Go as well. So that's the 17th Mega Evolution, I'm losing count. Which is a Lanky Mountain Goat and it gains the Rock type. The 18th Mega Evolution is Meowstic, which is two-faced black and white form shared by both genders and it gains the Ghost typing. The 19th Mega Evolution is Heliolisk, which turns into a fully flared Sundial, swaps normal to fire. And then we also have Yveltal, which is the 20th Mega Evolution, becomes a scorpion-looking monster, still Y-shaped with 2 large front claws and a long tail. Swaps flying for poison. And then we have Xerneas, the 21st new Mega Evolution, becomes a dinosaur-looking monster. It's sharp, colorful spines from a clear X shape, and it gains Steel. So that'd be 21 new Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Legends ZA, which is a lot. Are we going to get that many? I mean, it depends. Like, if we barely get any other new Pokemon, then yeah, I can honestly see a lot of new Mega Evolutions in the game. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'm not going to say no to 21 new Mega Evolutions. I'm really not. But so we have the plot here. So you are employed by the development company to help them clear the final hurdle in their plan. They successfully refitted Lumiose City to accommodate for wild Pokemon, but now they're out of control and even lashing out at people. So I assume that, yeah, Pokemon attacking you would be in this game if that's the situation. As you help clear building infestations, sanction off parks, and put finishing touches on the city, you will document the various species that have come to inhabit Lumiose to help its inhabitants better understand who they're sharing their home with. So, yeah, I mean, it's less so much building the city with this plot. Like, you do get employed by the development company and stuff, but really you're just kind of, like, stopping these infestations and stuff and stopping these Pokemon from attacking everything. For the gameplay, it's like a hybrid of Legends Arceus and Generations 9. You have to catch duplicate Pokemon in order to complete all of the information on them, but the ways you're assigned to this feel less repetitive than in Arceus. Once again, you can catch Pokemon from the overworld without initiating a battle. However, there are also hordes of Pokemon. So I don't know if that's like mass outbreaks or hordes like you get in Auras and X and Y and stuff. That you're forced into a traditional battle. There are 6 frenzied Pokemon throughout your journey, so that would be like the, I guess, the noble Pokemon and stuff like that. Supercharged Horde leaders that you must face as bosses: Diggersby, Pyroar, Pangoro, Aegislash, Trevenant, and Noivern. There is a battle with the same format in the post-game against Diancie and a horde of Carbink, but this is not classified as a frenzy Pokemon. So, yeah, I mean, sounds good. I mean, I hope that they do kind of keep the same formula as Pokemon Legends Arceus. So, Pokemon attacking you, being able to catch them outside of battle. Obviously, I would love to hear the shiny Sparkle again and see that shiny in the overworld and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it sounds good. Sounds good so far. So what's not in the game? So Primal. So Primal Kyogre, Primal Groudon not in the game. Mega Rayquaza not in the game. Mega Mewtwo not in the game. Nor is the data for them or their base species. AZ himself does not appear in the game, although he's acknowledged and his Floette is finally obtainable. There's no Paradox or Conversion evolutions in the game. There is no online battling. So, I mean, there's a bit to unpack here as well. So no online battling, I think, yeah, that's a given. No Paradoxes, yeah, also very, very likely because we just had that in Generation 9 for a few years. AZ not being in the game is that's a bit sus. I feel like he definitely has to be in the game. And again, his Floette, like, the thing about obtaining his Floette, like, we're not going to be able to catch it and stuff because it's AZ's Floette. I generally think, and I've been saying this for a while, I think the early purchase bonus is going to be Az's Floette in this game. I just have a vibe. I have a feeling that I mean, we literally got like Manaphy and stuff. We've had some really crazy early purchase bonuses in recent years for Pokemon games. And so I don't think anything's off the table. And I think Floette generally is... It'd be the only way to really obtain it that wouldn't kind of impact the story and stuff. So yeah, I think it will either be an event or like an early purchase bonus for Legends EA. That's just my opinion. That's just what I think. And then it goes on to say, yeah, Mewtwo, Rayquaza, and the Primals not being in the game. I mean, Mewtwo makes sense to not be in the game because obviously the technology wouldn't exist to, you know, create it. The Primals and Mega Rayquaza, I think, are very much... That's a little bit more up in the air. I think they could exist in the game. Whether they're not, when they're going to be in there or not, obviously is yet to be seen. But I think they are candidates to be in the game, whereas Mega Mewtwo, unless it's like a time distortion or something like that, isn't going to be in the game. What surprises are there? So Zygarde has a unique and cute role in the story. It will probably become many people's favorite legendary now. So I'm assuming that's going to be something to do with like the cells or something. There's actually a decent amount of stuff to do after beating the game, with the main being quest for Diancie, Hooper, and Volcanion. So yeah, that obviously makes sense because we had that in Legends Arceus. You were able to catch all the mythicals and stuff. The Kanto starters, which would be post-game. I mean, yeah, they do have Mega Evolution, so it makes sense. And the Hoenn starters, same as the Kanto. Strangely, a lot of allusions to Ultra Beasts, but none are in the game. So, yeah, I mean, obviously we had, like, Beast Balls in Generation 9, and obviously the Ultra Beasts aren't in the game, so I think it might be, like, another situation like that. But, yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a very well-thought-out rumor. I mean, they literally answer a lot of different questions and stuff, but, yeah... I don't mind it. You know, I don't mind it if this was Legends EA. I really wouldn't mind it. But whether I believe it or not, I believe this more so than the other rumors that we've kind of covered and stuff. But either way, let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think it is true or not? I like it. I like the idea. And also, if you are into the TCG, are you looking forward to Surging Sparks as well? But anyway, that's going to be it from me. If you enjoyed, like I say, drop a like down below. Let's try and 500 likes. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, peace.